Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Dialogue Wheel. I am your host, Nick. I am joined today by my other host, Matt. Matt, tell the people hello.
Hello.
And today, for our first episode, we are joined by Kate Sanchez. She is
Sánchez.
Sanchez.
I think our interns were correct.
We are joined today by Kate Sanchez. Kate Sanchez is the founder and editor-in-chief of But Why Though, a geek community an entertainment outlet dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices in pop culture. There she coordinates film, television, anime, and manga coverage. Kate is also a freelance journalist with bylines at Polygon, Paste, Fanbyte, and The Mary Sue, writing features on video games, anime, and film. She's a Rotten Tomatoes film and television critic where she champions animation genre and international projects as a member of the Hollywood Critics Association. Welcome, Kate.
Hi. I need to update those bylines.
We're just going to jump right into the questions if you don't mind.
Yeah.
First question, Kate. Are you listed on the Epstein list?
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I have nowhere near enough money or want to eat children to be on that island.
Okay.
We're that list.
We're going to have Johnny check that. We're going to fact check that as the episode goes on. So Kate, you run your own gaming site. Can you please tell us what your day jobs are?
My day job is a business operations specialist at a VR studio.
Go ahead, Matt. Do you want the next one?
I just want to dwell on this VR for a minute because you're a games journalist and you work in VR. So you must hate money.
No, because my studio is owned by a bigger company that makes sure that I get at least a little bit of money. Still not enough to have a site, but hey, it's here.
So you're owned by a large corporation, so you must be a little bit evil.
I think everybody is a little bit evil.
Interesting. We'll let that stew.
Kate, in a recent podcast that I listened to you on, you mentioned esports coverage being a progressive scene for women in games journalism. Does that make you the Doris Burke of Counter-Strike?
Yes.
I don't understand what's funny about Doris Burke. She was a trailblazer. You're laughing at her.
Great in the booth. Great in the booth. Great on the sidelines. I don't see what's so funny about your contemporary Doris Burke.
Oh, I'm just laughing at hearing Doris Burke and Counter-Strike within the same sentence.
Why? She could play Counter-Strike.
No.
Johnny, take note.
Anybody can play Counter-Strike.
Take note, Johnny. She's avoiding that question. We'll come back to it later. How much, as an independent games journalist, how much outside time do you give your guides writers?
We don't publish any guides.
Interesting.
Why? Do you not want guides writers to be well fed? Why aren't you giving them opportunities? They're starving out there. Now she's laughing. She's laughing at the guides writers. Okay.
All right, moving.
It's a very illuminating interview.
Moving on. Moving on. Go ahead, Matt. Take the next one.
But Why Though is your site, and it's spelled wrong. Why is that?
Because there was a meme with a very fat, like, Elizabethan child, and it said, "But why though?" And I liked it, and then I put it there. I blame the internet, truly.
Interesting. Well, you know what? That may be the smartest thing you've said so far.
You can blame the internet for a lot of things. So yeah, we'll give you that one. Matt, do you want to take the next one? This feels like a you question.
I would love to take this next question because this question has been stewing in me. We've been planning this interview for quite a while. And when we first thought of it, this was fresh in my mind. So I'm just going to stick with it. Where were you on the night that Gene Hackman died suspiciously?
Probably in my house in Austin, very, very far away.
Okay.
No.
Our intern will check. We'll check your alibi there.
Not too far. He was in Dallas, right, Matt?
I believe so.
It's not too far. It's a little.
Let's just say that's where he was.
It's a little hop, skip, and a step
Not
away.
far. It's like 3.5 hours.
Kate,
So you know the distance it takes to travel there.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Let's move on.
Kate, you claim to give up and coming writers a chance. Why would you be so foolish? Don't you know they can just start their own blogs?
They can't. Well, they can, but in order to get anywhere, you need access on larger titles, and then you can use that for publishers to see you differently and actually start paying attention to you. Bylines mean a whole bunch to a whole lot of, like, I guess, like the upper echelon of people that don't give smaller folks a chance. So yeah, no. Also, running a blog is hard. It costs a lot of money. It is not easy. Very hard.
I was chugging on water. I missed all of that. Could you repeat that?
We're gonna move on. Matt will listen to the tapes, and if he has any follow up, he can follow up.
I will not listen to the tapes. All right, Kate, do you feel like you're leaving money on the table by running a gaming website and not taking a sponsorship from a deodorant company?
Yeah. 100%. Everybody stinks.
Do you have a preferred deodorant that you would prefer that your readers wore?
Something with the aluminum, like no natural shit. Something very strong that will keep you smelling nice.
But what about
There's carcinogens everywhere.
But what about your writers that have an allergy to that aluminum? What would you say to them?
Too bad.
Okay. All right. Interesting. A bit mean, but okay. Your site gave Highguard a positive review, and now it's a dead game. Would you like to make a formal retraction for your error in judgment?
Absolutely not. It's the people who are stupid, not me.
Okay. Insulting your readership, interesting strategy. And just as an extension of that last question, it's not too late to take back the nice things you said about Crimson Desert.
I will never do that. You can fist fight me.
Okay.
Oh, threatening violence now. Okay.
Yes.
I see how it is. Huh?
Kate, the listeners want to know, is your site growing? And if so, what smaller publications are your go-to sites to plagiarize from?
Our site is growing, and we don't ever plagiarize. And on top of that, we don't use AI either, because that's also plagiarizing, because you're just stealing people's shit.
So how do you expect to grow?
We don't.
You have no aspirations? I mean, how could you possibly reach IGN levels without plagiarizing? That's how all the big guns do it. You should really, set goals for yourself, Be an achiever. Which actually is a great segue to my next question. Any layoffs planned at But Why, though, in the near future we can look forward to?
I'd have to have a full-time staff for that.
Interesting. Staying on that, have you beaten the Cuphead tutorial?
Yes.
Good for you.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
Yeah, you definitely placed above some of your colleagues. You have a comics and manga section on your website. Why would you normalize such depraved things?
Because everybody loves it.
Can you tell us right now, off the record, which well-known gaming journalist you would kill if given the chance, and also how you would do it?
I will not say anything.
Remember, this is off the record.
No.
Totally off the record. It's in the episode,
Nope.
but it's off the record, so they can't use it against you.
We're gonna blur your face out for this part of the episode and change your voice.
Yeah.
But just for that
Yeah.
part. Just for that part. All right, Johnny.
And I'll just
You know what? That
take
there was enough footage there for us to do that anyway. So they'll never know.
Go ahead with the next one, Matt.
Okay. What is the point of running a website if you're not just going to hire your friends?
caring about other people.
That doesn't really answer my question. What is the point?
Care about other people.
You know?
Sounds like bad business practice.
Yep.
Yeah. How do you expect to run a successful independent gaming website if you give writers a chance? You just hire your friends. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, last question, and then we have a quick round robin for you right after this one, Kate. Don't worry, we're almost done with this part. You have a lot of collectibles on your shelves. Are you aware that they are all worthless now that you've opened them for display, or do you just not respect them?
Toys are meant to be played with.
All right, yeah, just bad business practices all around here.
Yeah.
Matt, do you want
Bad,
to
unprofessional.
do you want to introduce our little pitch game here to Kate?
Yes. So you are an editor in chief, I assume. So you claim. So we have a few pitches that we have that were rejected from other publications, and so we just want to see if maybe you can find a home for them on your website.
It's a good explanation of the rules, Matt. Pretty clear. I didn't get confused at all. All right, first one. The pitch is sour jelly beans ranked.
No.
Like no, like it needs some work. No.
No, that would never run on our site.
All right.
Okay.
Leaving a clickable piece out there for others.
Here we go.
Okay.
This one's great for SEO. I don't know why those bastards at GameSpot turned me down. Daily Wordle lore drops.
No, absolutely not.
Why? The people love Wordle. They want to know more about the backstory.
No.
This one will get you. This one didn't get IGN, but this one will get you for sure. Hideo Kojima daily update. We just follow him around and update people with what he's doing minute by minute.
IGN is already doing that. So no.
Maybe that's why they didn't take it. Okay. All right. But you don't want a competing column?
No.
Okay. All right.
You could do daily Kojima updates on the beach.
Exclusive.
No.
Okay. How about this? They turned this down over at Kotaku. Based game alerts.
No.
Huh?
No.
People want to know. They want to know. They want to be alerted.
No.
Okay. All right. Here's one. They wouldn't take this at Polygon, but maybe but why though? We'll take it. Chess cheat codes.
No. Sorry. My husband's yelling because somebody I think UT lost.
I was gonna guess that was a guide. That was a guides writer that escaped.
I was gonna say your answer about Gene Hackman is getting flimsier by the minute. I'm starting to think Nick Reiner didn't act alone either.
Go ahead with the next pitch, Matt.
Rock Paper Shotgun turned this one down. I don't know why. Are phone games games? This would be an investigative piece.
No. It's not 2000.
All right. I didn't think that one would go either, Matt. I'm sorry. This next one got turned down by everybody, but why though? We'll take it. The definitive list of best female video game characters that make me go, "Auga."
Damn, Nick.
No.
You're a sick man.
The long silence had me thinking it was a yes there for a minute.
Contemplated a little bit.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea. I think I think that would increase your readership tenfold. This one also turned down by everybody. Although PC Gamer said they'd think about it. Dear Resident Evil fans, it's time we stop glorifying boulder abusers.
I don't even know what that is.
Chris Redfield famous for punching a boulder? I think that's wrong. That was an innocent
No.
boulder, didn't do anything to him.
Oh,
It was just chilling in an active volcano.
Yeah.
This one got me. This one got me a lot of attention. For a second there, I thought that Rolling Stones was going to run this one, but here we go. Why my wife should forgive me for missing the birth of our child to finish a round of Balatro.
if it was like college football playoffs, eh, but not Bellatrix.
Okay, it's hopeful. Hey, we're going in the right direction. This is good. This
Okay.
is good.
All right, for this last one, everybody turn this down. Although Aftermath said maybe, strongly considering it, but we're gonna give you first dibs. Okay. Good and Plenty's ranked.
No,
Everybody wants to know, you know, come
no,
on, Goods and Plenty's, how do they rank?
no.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't aware there was more than one flavor of Good and Plenty's, but okay.
Yeah, there's two. There's Goods and Plenty's. I would rank them. It'd be a list for SEO.
We have reached the midsection of the podcast. The business talk is just about over. If you are a free listener, this is where you step off. If you are a patron, this is where we continue into our more sensitive questions. This is where we get a little more personal and ask not the hard-hitting business questions, but yeah, just better questions.
Softballs?
Yeah, these are the softballs.
Softballs.
This is the softballs. Yeah. So yeah, let's reset and get into that. Kate, what's the hardest part of running an independent game site in 2026?
Everything.
That's
Like,
encouraging.
literally everything. Like, it is hard to compete with other people because everybody is. I've heard it described before as kicking, like passing around the same $5, like Patreon $5. And it just keeps getting like steeper and steeper with more people in the indie space, and it is easier for people. Like, discoverability is an issue for sites, and it comes up even more when you see new ones just popping up everywhere. But like, from that to access to respect, it literally is an everything sandwich. Don't do it. Like, I would never recommend somebody to do it.
I want to say, like, it feels like you guys have to wear every hat, whereas, you know, a generation of workers ago, you had to wear one hat and you had a really good marketing team behind you and other folks it sounds like the support isn't there.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it too is like there's no way to keep up with the amount of revenue you have to have on that side. And then it gets even harder because all the spaces that you do make headway in, you have the influencer arm that is like kind of eating everything. And if there were going to be moments where you could maybe sell ad space or anything like that, they're running to influencers. They're not looking for like static web pages. So yeah, it's a lot.
This kind of feeds into that a little bit. I think you did give advice there for a second at the end, but for those just starting their careers as a games journalist, what advice would you give them for entering this career field?
I think that you need to just write for yourself, pitch bigger places, pitch smaller places, find a way to write, but also don't limit yourself to just games right now. A lot, at least the most of my friends who've been able to stay with doing things that they love, it's because they're more general entertainment critics. So they've honed themselves in film and TV or anime, and then they've also done games. And it's one of those things where like I wear all those hats, but I do it because I have to understand all the verticals of a site. But freelancers who survive do like they do it just for that. I think that like being multifaceted in the way that you can look at culture, I think is the biggest thing you can do right now, without saying like the negative, right? Which is prepare to have a second job or prepare to have a main job so that you can do the criticism that you want, and also figure out if you want to be written or if you want to do video and what path you want, because they're vastly different now.
Do you think they can go down either of those paths, or do you think that like you can specialize in one, but you really need to have your hand into, like, you need to be doing both?
I think if you really want to edge out competition, you have to be doing both. But like for me, I hate doing video content. I hate it with a passion. Um, and because of that, we have sacrificed a lot of stuff. Like we've sacrificed being able to grow a YouTube channel and like meeting where video, like the pivot to video, like actually is something that is still in the process and killing everything. Um, so I think to be the most competitive, yes, but also you may be like the least happy if you're doing something you do not want to do. And I think that that's the trade-off. Like you have success or you have burnout and compromise. And I think that in any writing profession, whether it's video game journalism, entertainment, larger entertainment criticism, like that's what it is.
Coming up, so you guys are coming up on your 10-year anniversary. 2018, right? Was your
Yeah.
first year. Is there anything, you look back at, the last almost 10 years? Do you look back, and is there anything that you would do differently in these last 10 years?
It's don't be too scared of change. So at our height, like before the giant Google crashes, we were getting like 2.5 million a month. Like we were competitive. Like we were competing almost on the level of like an MMORPG or a Destructoid, and it was like really fulfilling. But we took so long to transition from the ad platform that we had used toward something that was going to generate more revenue. So we lost over a year, maybe 2 years, that could have actually been like business building money, because a lot of the times we pay out of our own pocket for everything now. That's the only thing, and that was because it was very specifically me who was just very worried about like moving to something new. Um and then also don't work with your friends. Just like be friends, like you can start a job and be friends with somebody from your job, but friend like that is probably the only other thing that I would say I regret doing this entire time, and like if I could change, I probably would have.
Does the working from friends, and does that piece of advice come from experience? Does that come from, because my thought is the few times I've worked with friends is like there were creative differences. Like we were on a creative wavelength, and then
Mhm.
like a year in, like person X wanted to go this way, person Y wanted to go that way, and instead of like meeting in the middle and finding something, that's when we split off, or that's when we stuck together
Yeah.
too long and it wasn't working as we are pulling.
So I think like my thing, it's not that exactly. It is that I have had the misfortune of having friends who either took advantage of the fact that I'm very kind and supportive of like the people that are close to me, and even just like towards people in general, and exploited that in certain ways, especially when we were like just starting, and it could have been the end of us. And then the other part to that is if there's so much attached in friendship, where for me it hasn't necessarily been creative differences, but it has been like the inability to do the hard thing when it needs to be done and have conversations when they need to be had. Um, and like that's always been hard for me. And I've also just had a bad run of a few. It can be great. I mean, like I run the site with my husband, and I can't imagine doing it without him. But for some reason, working with friends just hasn't traditionally worked out. And now we've had people work with us and then we become really good friends after, but that respect is built in already. It's like the respect and the boundary between work and friendship, and I think the other way it gets eroded. And I'm a big like, this is work, this is not. And I think that some people don't take kindly to that too.
The line, yeah, those some people blur those lines. Take note, Matt. Take note.
I'm taking note, and I think we got to cut out Johnny.
Sounds like a plan to me. What is something about your site that you really like?
I really like that when we say we cover international things, we do. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So our film and TV section, not just anime, we cover French films, Polish films, Spanish films. Like we find anything global that we can cover and we do it. And that's because most of the time people have such a, I don't even want to say Eurocentric view, but an American centric view on what cinema is or what television is. And so I'm really proud of what we've been able to develop as a site, which is cultivating spaces for people to find new things. And we do that a lot. Like when we do lists, a lot of them are recommendations for films specifically or television series to get people out of their boxes. I think most of the time, if we do anything like that, there's at least half of it is international entries on top of like anything from the US. And in video games, we've also done that with covering games not just from the US and Japan, but games from Korea, China, and actually doing it from a perspective of people who respect it as art versus some of the more xenophobic and xenophobic approaches to games that don't come out of Japan. I think that's something that I'm very proud of for our site. And I think it's one of the reasons why we're a trusted place when it comes to interviews, especially with like the developers from regions that aren't, the typical.
So Adam Sessler's banned from your site, basically.
Yes, yes, yes. Did he count towards like the murder question earlier? Actually,
He could. You had a chance and you didn't take it.
I
You
had
had
a
a
chance.
chance, and you
I had
you
a
had a
chance.
chance.
Now the people who don't pay don't know
They'll
that
never
you
know.
want to don't know that you would kill Adam Sessler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think you're just cool with him now. What is your, and you maybe touched on this in the last question, what is your favorite piece of media to cover? Like, do you have a game or a movie or something out there that like anytime you see,
Action movies.
I'm sorry,
Action movies.
action movies.
Action movies. All action movies. I am a big fan of genre cinema. I think that we restrain ourselves when we stick to just drama. You can tell a lot of stories with comedy and horror and with the physicality you see in action. If I have like those are the films where like a reviewer for John Wick 4 would maybe do like 700 words. I think mine was like a 3,000 word review, but it's because like the approach to the body and how it talks to others like in fight sequences does a lot of storytelling that a lot of the times people just kind of push to the side as like FX or stunts and kind of miss it. So I love anything with action. That's yeah. It can be brutal, it can be not, it can be slapstick, it can be wuxia, it can be like gun fu. I just love action.
Do you have a review that you look back at and think I was too hard on that thing or I was too easy on that thing? Do you have anything from the last 10 years that like feels like, maybe I should have just dragged Elden Ring through the dirt.
I have the opposite. I think that I gave Indiana Jones and the Great Circle too low of a score because of my frustrations with the review cycle.
Was that one that you guys got on release on release day? And
So we got it, I think it was like a week before release, and it's a gigantic game, and it is a game that like begs you to find every small piece. And if you're like an achievement hunter like I am, like I wanted everything. And because of that, and because when I'm like when I'm moving through a game, I don't like getting stopped. Like I want to just keep going. So in those sections where you would walk in and then like a cutscene would start and like there's no way to skip it, there's no way to really do anything, I was like seething. But it was because I already like moving fast and I still have 40 more hours of this game to play and I can't just like try to go quickly. That was the thing where looking back on it now, that game is, in my opinion, like as much as like Sony tries to make movies as video games and it's just and it's just like a bunch of CG. Um this one, the actual like Spielbergian like cinematography and everything, it created that atmosphere that I did not think you could get in games without making it entirely focused on being something that you watch. Like it merged play and film really well. And so now that I look back on it, I think that my 8, like I probably should have been like a 9.5, and the 0.5 that is taken off is because the tutorialization is very bad. And yeah,
how
yeah,
important?
that's what I change.
I was gonna say, how important are those review windows? So like, you get the game, it comes out. Let's say it comes out on a Friday, you get it on a Monday, and you're trying your damnedest to hit that Friday. How important is it for your site, for a site like But Why though, to hit that review release window when it
I
comes to
assume
driving
very.
traffic?
Yeah, like yeah, it's necessary. Like if you because so we're aggregated onto Metacritic and we're top critics and open critics, so people can find us a little bit easier than some other sites who maybe don't have those two things. But the way that it works is the you're either first, so you get pulled by everybody who does those big review like thread things,
Mm.
and it sounds dumb because they don't link to anybody, but just having your name on there makes people think and go search and go look. um so being like one of the first ones up at embargo, that's the only time that you're going to get that. The other thing is the farther out from the embargo of the game, there's a less chance that if it is a game that you liked, if you will get like the added marketing boost if you're included on a poster or anything like that. Obviously, we don't write reviews for that, but when that happens, it helps us with recognition, to help earn respect from our peers. And then ultimately, like if I know I either need something to be at embargo or like a month or 2 months out after like content has come out. If we miss it, and it's not the same with film and TV, but like games, you have a very slim window unless you are like the top of the top and will always sit on that Metacritic score, that open critic score. That's the thing. So and it makes it hard.
Have you ever
We
gotten
try. Go ahead.
have you ever gotten a game and seen the embargo and be like, not worth it?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this in a week.
Yeah, no, we've gotten a lot. And then that's like the other thing too is so it depends. If it's me and it's a game that like I requested, I will just not do it. Like I'll just say, "Hey, like there is no way that I can either get this done by embargo or like it depends. If it's something that has to get done, I will just do it and eat the bullet. So like I won't sleep. I won't force one of our writers to do that. If we can skip it, I will just wave it away. But if it's something that like a writer really wanted, a lot of the times we'll be like, "You're never gonna beat this game in this time. Take another 2 weeks and we'll eat the cost." Like sometimes you just have to do that. And then if you get a code and if you say you don't use it or they find out you don't use it or anything like that, there it also impacts your chances to get code again. because it wasn't used or the review didn't come out at all, that type of stuff.
Kate, you and I had a conversation previously about the importance of links on sites like Reddit, especially
Wow.
especially in a time right now when all other social media seems to be a hot mess. How
Yeah.
how important is it for a site like But Why Though to have those links being out on Reddit, which famously Reddit mods love to delete anything they think is a self promotion.
Yeah. It's life or death sometimes. Like when we get on Reddit, we can make an ad revenue in one day that we would make in three, which is nice. And the more we can do that, the less I have to take out of like my big girl paycheck to put into stuff. And so like when we get on there, like it does go directly into our pocket. Like when you share somebody's link on Reddit, you are actually one, you're giving them authority in Google in for SEO purposes. Every site has a score, and that score is impacted by where it's placed. Because Reddit has become like the number one scraping ground for Google AI, it also means that it is making you higher priority if you're on Reddit and everything like that. But yeah, it's funny. Like if you want to support your site, turn off like if you want to support an indie site, an easy thing to do is turn off your ad blocker when you go to their site. Because all like anytime you click, that is it. It may be pennies, but all those pennies add up. So
Well, that leads into my next question perfectly. What can a reader, what can someone visiting But Why Though do to help support the site?
I mean, sign up for our newsletter, but whythough.net/slash newsletter. That one, it's free. We pull together the best of the week and we send it out every Friday so you know what to read, watch, play, as well as like feature exclusive interviews. The monetary way is to sub to us. We have monthly tiers and all of the money goes directly to our writers. Me and my co-owner, who happens to be my husband, we take nothing. So all of the money that does go into the site, it goes to pay our writers, upkeep our rates, or and hopefully raise our rates this year. So yeah, that turn off your ad blocker, share, share, like just repost stuff. It's stupid, but like share us to your audiences because my audience and the But Why Though account are kind of a circle instead of a nice Venn diagram. So getting reach is something that's really hard.
I had this question for earlier, but let me circle back to this. Do you have a favorite piece on your site that you did not write?
Ooh, good question.
I always like to save the best one for last. This is second to last. Matt has the nail biter here at the end.
Yeah,
That
you've
is
given me the real hard hitting stuff. You can
that
say
is
all of them. You can pull the Tom Cruise answer.
no, I'm
All of them.
not.
They're all so good. You can't pick one. They're
Actually,
just
no,
all great. I love the articles.
there are a lot that I have edited and done throughout the years. But I think the one most recently that sticks out is a our writer Charles Hartford. It's called Dispatch Didn't Bring Back Episodic Gaming, You Just Ignored It. And his standing thesis for it is that like everybody is only excited about episodic gaming again because they don't like Chinese games and they don't pay attention to Chinese games because the majority of Chinese games are live service, at least the ones that we have access to here in the US. And they kind of dismiss them because they're gotcha and all those elements. But it also has turned into a larger xenophobic view of Chinese gaming. And this was one of and he's written features before, but this was an absolutely fantastically written piece, like with a very clear argument, a very stern argument, and also like encouragement on what to play. So I think that's my favorite of somebody who is not me.
All right, Matt, you wanna hit her with the final question here?
Okay, okay. Should I leave everybody in suspense for a little bit? Should we get a little drum roll for this final question?
I mean, if you want to, I will edit in the drum roll. Let me put it right here.
Are you sure you're not on the Epstein list?
Yes.
All right. All right.
God.
She's denied it 3 times. Kate, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for suffering through our renegade questions at the top there. You were a really good sport. I felt really bad.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
I know you didn't feel bad saying awooga.
That was the only part that I didn't feel bad.
That was from the heart.
Thank you so much. Everyone listening, go support But Why Though. We've got links to the website down below. We'll also link to Charles Hartford's article, or his piece that Kate mentioned as well. Kate, is there anywhere else that people can keep up with you that will be down in the show notes, anywhere online?
I am primarily on Blue Sky and Instagram. Instagram's a lot more of like my traveling and stuff like that. Blue Sky's where I'm being annoying, but only follow if you're okay with sports, because I post about that a lot, and like really bad movie hot takes.
Kate, thank you again. Everyone, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you to our patrons, to the GG Tribune. Stick with us. We will have more of these. This has been the Dialogue Wheel, and we will see you next time.